Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Andy.
How's it going?
It's going well. What do we have today?
Well, let's see. We have a question that I have not read, but let me read it now. So I guess it's gonna be revealed to me too. So, all right. So, hi, Nicole. I'm a personal trainer and I use social media for my job with my clients. I think there can be inspiration. I think there can be inspiration online, but even I find myself using filters, comparing myself to others, and get really jealous sometimes, and like I don't measure up and get down on myself. What can we all do to feel better?
Hmm. So this question about like being on social media and putting forth one image and yet you feel like you're a different image
Hmm.
because you're using filters and I want to show the world my best self.
So when you
And
say filter, so you're
well, I mean, they're talking about filters like on Instagram and stuff like that, or any of these tons of
oh,
ads.
filter, yeah, yeah, yeah. So like an
It'll
app
make you look
filter
better.
to
It'll make
make
you look
right, right,
better.
right, right. So like, yeah, I gotcha.
Change your appearance so that you're not uh, because
Oh
okay,
man, I got stories about that.
do tell.
No, just I've been on dates with someone that, well, I think it's like one time that happened. But no, like use that stuff like to make her face look different. And then when you met her, it was like, wait a minute, you don't look like that. So like they did like pinched and stuff, and so it was just really weird.
Mm-hmm. It's so
So
funny because I remember meeting somebody once after being online with them for like a year. This
mhm,
wasn't a guy even,
right,
but it was a professional working relationship. And when I met them, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you look just like you do online."
well that's what you want,
And we hugged and it was fine because I'm not perfect by any means, but yeah, so I think there is this thing, there's reality and virtual reality.
right?
Virtual reality isn't really reality, it's virtual reality. And we could create all these
Oh well,
tools and
yeah,
technology. We can create all these tools and technology to manipulate things.
yeah,
This is no different than any kind of other manipulation that people can do. But what we're seeing is that people are manipulating using these games or manipulating images or whatever,
right,
to present something different than what it is. And then it starts to mess with the other person's it starts to mess with reality a little bit.
right.
You see?
Well, sure.
Yeah, yeah. So we have to ask ourselves, what's really going on here? I'm a personal trainer. I make my money off of personal training, so obviously I want to present myself best. I want people to be inspired by me, but even like it's like an arms race. Like how could we how can I create the best image, get the most clients, be the best?
Hmm.
There's a competition going on here about being the best and also but then also being really myself.
I know,
And
yeah,
yeah.
I know. But if you go and you're a personal trainer and you go and because I've seen it done. Like there was, I don't know, some show where they were showing, how they it was for ads for some sort of like nutritional supplement and how they went in and manipulated the model's abs to be like they weren't even real. I mean, yeah. So if you're doing that and then someone shows up at your gym, you're like, wait a minute, you're not even in shape, dude. You duped me. So I don't know. I think you're better off being just authentic. And if you're a good trainer, doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, you want a trainer that's in good shape, but it doesn't, they don't have to be a fitness model. If they know how to train, they know how to train. So that's what's important.
Well, and why are you doing it? Are you doing it to look good for the rest of the world? Are you doing it to be healthy? Are you doing it to have a good
Well,
lifestyle? Are you doing it to actually live longer?
probably all
And
that stuff.
be healthy. Probably all that stuff. But then part of that, there's many, and I think that's a great point, Andy, because there's many working parts. Part of it is I want to be healthy. I want to look good, and I want to be healthy, and I want to be my best. but how I actually feel and what I present to the world,
Mm-hmm.
because I want them to accept me.
Right.
I want them to accept me, and I want them to see me in a certain way. I
Right.
mean, this is a whole new ball game that we play with technology, because I can present one image completely online, and you mean you said it, like when you met the the woman, like I could present one image online and I can maybe get a lot of attention, but when at the end of the show, all is revealed.
Right.
And
Right.
then I have to deal with my real life, that maybe I'm not everything I present. So my recommendation here is very clear. So one brief recommendation. Try, even though it's very difficult with all the tools and apps and filters and everything, and comparing, try to be yourself.
Right.
Try to be congruent. Try to be like yourself in real life is the same as your life online. Just try that as best as you can. It's hard. You people will feel competition. I want to show that I'm in amazing places. I'm doing amazing things. I'm rich. I would
Right.
love to have this fantasy world where everything was great in my life, and I could totally get lost in that online if I wanted to.
Right.
Don't do that.
But I don't get as many likes and little hearts and stuff when when I have my little filter and I pinch my face in, people love me more. So so if you're not like interacting with people and they
Do
don't
people
know,
really love you more? Do they really love you more, or do they hit a heart thing
well,
and
but that's the
they're as
perception,
jealous and
right? So
competitive as
wow, I
you
love
are?
your picture. You look great. I mean, so you're getting validation from that. I mean, it's fake completely, but I think that's what people do.
It's exactly what people do, but it's fake validation. And at some point, the person themselves know, I manipulated things a little bit here. I put a little spin on it. It's
So obviously it's deceptive. And so if you really unpack it, it's
slightly.
a lie, right?
Well, slightly.
I know, but
It's
so
a
then
little bit of a lie. It's a little bit of a lie.
I know,
I'm
but
not going to
so
lie that it's a little bit of a lie.
exactly.
It is slightly deceptive, but it's a type of deception that's different than what we've had to face before.
Right. Hmm. So what are the downsides of doing that though, really? Like so for the person that does that, what's wrong with it? If people are liking my stuff and it makes me feel better about myself. I don't
Then I
know.
feel better about myself. But but also then I guess it depends on. I think a big part of it is how much do you depend on people? Like we all kind of create this facade,
Right.
and what are people really? We're trying to control what people really see about us. I think at
Mm-hmm.
the end of it, we are trying to really control what people see about us
Sure.
and how they feel about us. Because we want people to love us, we want people to like us, we want people to accept us and belong, and to feel great about ourselves. And so, but if you're being really fake,
Well,
and then
it's
you
a
have to
mask.
go, it is a it is a facade, it's a mask, and at the end of the day, I mean, you have to live with yourself.
Right.
So I think that's an important part of it, is that these characters that we portray online are mostly images.
Yeah.
They're mostly visual
Sure.
images.
Right.
People are so compelled, both women and men are so compelled to the visual images online
Yeah.
and the photos than they are to the actual writing or
Yeah. Right.
content. And so I guess it's the difference between looking good and feeling good
So
about your character.
right. So I know, but so in this guy's
I don't want to
case,
go too deep, but it's about a lot of it's about character.
okay. So explain that.
I can be pretty, but it doesn't mean I'm smart. But if I can attract people with my wealth, if I can attract people, by looking like I'm a baller,
Right.
if you will,
Right.
if I can look smart, if I can look pretty, if I can look like I'm doing something interesting, even though I'm not really doing anything interesting, I can make it look like I'm doing something interesting.
Yeah.
I could fake it. And people will say, fake it till you make it.
Right.
No.
Yes. I mean,
Actually,
no, I agree
actually,
with you.
actually make something. Actually, why don't you actually make something real
Right.
happen? And I think that's where we're at right now is like, okay, I could fake it. I could fake it all day long online. I've got all the tools and apps and programs to do that. I can make it look like I'm anywhere, doing anything, anytime with anyone.
Right.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I can make it look like I'm having a good time, but am I really having a good time?
No.
I mean, and if you're not having a good time, then you're not living your life like the best that you can. And so, and that's what you actually ultimately want is to live, is to actually be happy and live your life the best you can. So I'm saying that like we've gotten into this new age where it's like don't fake it until you make it.
Right.
Create real. Let's create real.
Well, that's hard though. But I can just soften everything and I can soften all the wrinkles on my face and it.
Andy.
If I see one more of those things, man, I seriously, like the soft filter thing, it's just stupid. Excuse me.
We didn't say it was going to be easy.
No, we did not.
We've never said that all this stuff is going to be easy, but it's real.
Right.
And real life isn't easy. I wish it was. I'm a therapist for a living. I counsel people. If I could wave a magic wand and put you like a Cinderella in a costume and make you take all your wrinkles away and make you like, I would love to, all your pain, I would love to wave a magic wand and make your life better than it is.
Right.
But don't fake.
But here's the thing too, if you had a magic wand and if you're talking about like cosmetic stuff, is that necessarily going to make your life any better? Because if you still have all this stuff in your head, it doesn't matter how smooth your skin is, you're still going to find something wrong with yourself, right?
Well, it'll make you feel good. I mean, it does make you feel good pretty instantly. And that's where
maybe for a brief period of time, maybe.
It makes you feel good until it doesn't. It does. The persuasive design is, that's what it's designed to do. Yeah, it'll make me feel good briefly, but then I ultimately have to be alone with myself and know who I really am.
Yep. Unless you do that.
Unless you know who you really are and have real friends,
right,
and a real life and are actually doing real things and can attract people for real without having to make yourself look 20 pounds lighter.
Right.
Or whatever. Unless you could really do that, then you're not going to do it.
Right.
And that sounds cruel. So I think with this, getting back to the personal trainer, let's just all be real here. And there's no perfection.
No.
Our bodies, our mind, none of it's perfect. And actually nobody wants it to be perfect. We all have come on. We all have our issues and problems,
sure,
and we're here to help each other. And so let's not get in over our heads here and say okay, let's pretend to be perfect. Pretending to be perfect just makes it harder.
So for our question submitter, so as I'm thinking about it though, so from his standpoint, it's all ego driven. So it's like very internal. But what if you turn that outward? Because if his goal is to promote his business with this, how are you going to help people solve their problem of getting more fit or losing weight? To me, that's more important than how you're presenting yourself. And I know there's like marketing stuff, and you're going to have certain people that goes, look at him. He's got 6-pack abs, so he must be a good trainer. And I get that, but so it's
I think that's probably where he's feeling the pressure is that look, there's tons of personal trainers out there. There's tons of competition. I want to be the best. And so I'm going to make myself look the best. And I have all these tools and tricks online to do that. And I could get lost in it if I want to, or I could just get real.
Well, start doing more sit-ups or hanging leg raises or something, dude, and tighten your game up. That would probably be the easiest thing to do.
Probably. And just to realize, I think, well, that's maybe one thing, but I think the other thing is to realize that, probably all of his clients are feeling slightly insecure too online. They're comparing themselves to models and different people they want to look like. But we can only be ourselves. At the end of the day, we can only be ourselves. And we could be our best selves. And that may mean doing more, leg raises and sit ups and things like that to be our best self. But we want to be our best self.
Right.
And so it's not about what we look like. It's about how truly healthy we are, inside and out.
So that's a great place to probably wrap up for now. That was a really good summary. We would love to keep the conversation going. So leave your comments below and we'll respond. But we want to keep this going and try to help get as many perspectives as possible here as we move forward. So if you love what we're doing, hit the subscribe button and also that little notification bell. It will give you notifications when we release new episodes. Also, tell your friends about this. It's good stuff. There's something here for everybody because we all have problems that we need to deal with. We're also on social media. Go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We'd love to have you. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next episode.